All right, we're live. It's the Honeydew Carpenter and always beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter. I named this one Preparing because we're doing a lot of preparing right now. We got the book started for the light and portable rocket mass heating system, and I'm preparing all the drawings and doing all the augmentations to them that are required from our research and during that whole process of building it and then testing it in Julie's home. Now, all the people that came to the workshop last weekend and got to see it were just amazed. They were just shaking their head. It was almost unbelievable to them how much energy and heat is retained in the space that the stove is in for just a small little bundle of wood. And so we are super excited. Also, Mrs. Honeydew and I, we were over on the other side of the state, and we put in an offer on some property. And so that's really exciting to us. We're going to have some acreage where we can build all these different styles of tiny homes and put rocket mass heaters in them and have a nice gathering place that'll be perfect. We are going to do an off-grid situation, meaning solar panels, solar well, just the whole gamut of off-grid. And I'm just going to continue to do research and build things, whether it be wind turbine or solar or all these mechanisms that allow people to just live however they want to live. And so we're super excited.
Super excited.
And one other thing I'm preparing for is, like I said, we got the book started, but all the drawings are getting augmented. I think I already said that. Oh, don't worry about
it. He did say that, but it's good enough to say over again because he has been working hard on that book and step-by-step instructions. I've been going through it to help him, making sure that it flows together and it is understandable.
Yeah, she's doing the outline kind of, and I'm inserting the drawings, and she's been such a big help.
So we are getting it done, and we are super excited. Soon, I think, in a week or two, we'll be sending it out to to a couple people to do some editing.
Right.
And then it will be on its way.
Yeah, then by the end of October, we told people we'll have it to them, all those who pre-ordered the plans and whatnot. They'll have the instructional booklet and plans. And so we're real excited about that.
A lot of preparing going on here. What about you guys? What are you guys up to today? All right, so William Craig, he says, good morning to everyone and thumbs up.
Good morning, William.
Anthony says, good morning. Good morning, Mitch. Kenny Bean says, hey, from East Washington.
Oh, speaking of Kenny, how are you doing? One of the things we want to do, we're so excited. After actually going and physically seeing different properties and whatnot, we're getting we want to do a similar situation that what you're doing, the hydroponic greenhouses and whatnot. It's just going to be a fun, cool adventure for everybody. I haven't put a video out in a couple weeks just because we've been
concentrating on getting the book done with all the top things and the stove. And then every kink and everything
going and looking at real estate and making offers and stuff.
It's a full-time gig, isn't it?
Right.
Jeff Krupke says, good morning, guys. Hey, Jeff. How's it going? Terry Oak says, good morning from Alaska.
Right.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Good morning. Mimi from
Montana.
Montana. Wow. Hello. Alan Ingle says, good morning from Southeast Kansas. That's awesome. I'm so glad you put the Southeast Kansas under there because I would have not known.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Paula says, I'm excited for you both. Thank you, Paula. That is awesome. Ton Zarma says, good morning from Colorado. Well, good morning. TEE says, hi from Western Washington. Hello back. Jeffrey Weiss says, good morning from Arizona.
So we got them from all over the country.
Right. Joseph says, awesome. Thank you,
Thanks,
Joseph.
awesome.
Jeff Krupke says, I need to change my email and mailing address for the Kickstarter. Can you tell me how to change the addresses? Jeff, just send me an email with all the information in it and that it needs changed. So this exact thing, but on our email and all your information that has changed, okay? So send that to honeydocarpenter1@gmail.com
Right.
and we'll get that fixed and everything. Gail says, morning buds, love the progress. Wish I could help. Thank you, Gail. You're so awesome.
Gail has been watching us forever and ever. She's, you do help. You just help by doing what you do and encouraging us. And this thing, it's just like if you just keep faith and pray and do the things you're supposed to be doing and keep putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward, you're going to end up where
even
you need
if
to
you
be.
don't know which way's forward. Right? You just got to keep trying. Mimi says, maybe we could work together on the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
that
know-
would be awesome. I still want a greenhouse.
The property we're looking at is beautiful, panoramic views of the mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. We eventually, and this was William Craig's idea, that we should have an annual symposium where we invite the people that are experts in different areas of off-grid and alternative building systems and whatnot to come in. And someone who's an expert in greenhouses, someone who's an expert in aircrete or insulation, someone who's an expert in wind turbines, someone who's an expert in solar systems and what to do first and how to get started. And we're thinking about putting together an annual symposium, and I think it is going to go awesome. I think it's going to go fantastic.
It will. Donald says, wow, big dream come true. Congratulations. I am with you living my dream. Thank you, Donald.
Awesome.
And yes, isn't it amazing? Greg Walker says, good morning, you two.
Hey, Greg.
Good morning, Greg.
I sent you pictures of that stuff that you requested, and I also got that your buddy's foam mate expedited for you.
Beaver Creek Farm Life. Hello, Alan. He put our email on there for us, honeydocarpenter1@gmail.com. He put our link to our t-shirts and our coffee mugs up there at Teespring. You guys should check those out because they're pretty darn awesome.
I'm glad you made it home safe, Alan.
The coffee cups are the normal size coffee cups. They're not small. They're not big. But they're pretty darn cool.
Well, they're not small. They're not an 8 ounce. They're like a 12 ounce
Yeah.
coffee
I
cup.
said they're not small and they're not big. They're normal.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. They're medium.
And our web address to honeydocarpentershop.com. Check out our I'm having a brain fart. Our website. Thank you, darling. Edie Greywolf says, morning from Seattle. Good morning. And Beaver Creek Farm Life also put a link up to our Etsy shop. So if any of you guys are interested in getting some recipes on aircrete or foam make, check that out.
Right.
Joel Nickerson says, hello from New York, my friends. Good morning.
Good morning.
New York, wow. William Kress says, good morning, Terry Oaks. I'm just east of Oklahoma City, headed to Memphis. He's headed home.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Mimi says, and the windmill.
Hey, you know what?
Right?
That's
we do want a windmill.
wind turbines and a windmill are something that it's going to be awesome, because we're going to we want one that actually pumps water, and produces water like in the olden days. And so, but we can take new technologies and new off-grid stuff, and regardless if it just pumps a small amount of water or what, we can put in drip systems to fruit trees and grapevines and just different things. And so that's on the list, the windmill. It's awesome.
Dan Williams says, good morning. I'm chilling in the works parking lot so I don't miss anything. Ohio here. You're chilling in a parking lot. That's so cool, Dan. You're awesome. Brad says, howdy. Better late than never. Brad, you're not very late at all. You're only 10:06. Heck, we just got started.
And guys, one thing that's really kind of interesting and a little eye-opening, because I'm impatient when it comes to getting Aircrete to set up. So that's where a lot of my mix designs came from, was me doing different things and experiments with it to get it to so that overnight it's hard enough that you can start using it. And I know that people have struggled with that in the past, depending on whatever environment that they're in. This wall panel mix design that I did for the workshop last week, I was really concerned that it wouldn't set up, because overnight it didn't. I mean, it's getting cold at night here, like super cold. It snowed yesterday, but one thing that's really encouraging is the fact that I just left that wall panel that we built during the instructional period of showing them how to pour a wall panel, while we took off for a few days and went looking at some property. And when I got back, even though it had slowed that night and it wasn't completely set up in the morning, we went ahead and covered it with the Visqueen. And the solar energy, whenever each day when it came over for just the hour or two that it got hit, cured that thing out. So when we got back, even though it cured slower because it's a little colder, it cured out, and it cured out really good and really hard. So that was really encouraging to me.
So Easy says, and the world. I'm in the UK.
Oh.
Wow. Hello. That is awesome from the UK. Beaver Creek Farm Life says, thanks for the hospitality during the HDCU. I had a great time, and the rocket mass heater blew me away. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, Alan. It's I can tell you guys, but it's one of those things. It's things about interpersonal relationships with other people. You can't look at somebody and go, look what I did, it's awesome, it works great. And it's actually, you just can't elevate yourself like that.
Right.
But other people that have seen it and looked at it and watched it, they can do that for you. They can say, man, this stove is awesome. And so I appreciate you saying that. What do
Yes,
you call,
thank you,
what do you
Alan.
what's that word you call that when you
Edify.
edify? Yeah, you can't edify yourself.
So thank you, Beaver Creek Farm Life. Jeff Krupke says, slam the thumbs up button. Yeah, you guys, give us a thumbs up, please. Joel says, don't forget to give these fine friends a thumbs up. Thank you, Joel.
Right.
You guys are awesome. Lori says,
Hey, Lori.
good morning from South Carolina. My husband and I are building the jig, then frame for our first wall panel. That is so exciting.
That is awesome.
Hope to make our first batch of Aircrete and pour later today or tomorrow. I'm so excited. Oh, Lori, we're so excited for you, too. Oh, I can't wait to see how that's going.
And you're, in, what are they, in North or South Carolina? It's still really warm down there. That's perfect aircrete weather down there.
Yes. Malbur says, hello, you two. Keep up the good work from West Michigan. That's awesome. Brad says, it's too cold to lay brick or stone in Wyoming, so I'm interweb surfing today. We understand how cold it gets, Brad. Yep.
Especially in Wyoming.
Yeah. Jeff says, awesome, Lori. That is awesome. Edie Grey Wolf says, you will have a lot longer growing season if you build a partially underground greenhouse. Walpini, I think it's called.
Actually, I'm going to do a lot of geothermal stuff with our greenhouse as well. Meaning, take a backhoe and dig deep trenches and run piping and tubing through it and run ventilations through it and whatnot so that it's a year-round greenhouse. Let's do a video called Growing Bananas in Idaho or something. I don't know. You know.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. Oh. Beaver Creek Farm Life says, at William, nice to meet you. That is cool. Dan Williams says, sending you guys an email later. I have something to show you. Ooh, Dan. Cool. We're excited. Tubular Guy 9 says, hey, y'all, from cooler Lower Alabama. Lower Alabama. That is awesome. Hello, Tubular Guy 9. Good morning from Hell, Michigan? Where's that? Am I?
Yeah, I think it's Michigan.
Wow. Well, hello back. Morning from Grand Canyon, Arizona. Paper junking. That is so cool, Grand Canyon, Arizona. I bet it's beautiful
Mark
there.
Wilson says, morning. Deborah R. says...
Derek R.
Or Derek R.
What part of West Michigan? I grew up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So we have some people talking back and forth. Robert says, hi, watching you from Santa Cruz, Bolivia, South America. Wow.
Awesome.
Hello, Roberto. Wow, that is so super cool. Kenny Bean says, yeah, just hit me up when you're ready to start the hydroponics project. I'll carve out some time. So that's awesome, Kenny.
And you know what? Yes. We're going to be closer to you, Kenny. You'll be able to drop down and just, in not as many hours.
Right. All right, Paul says, good morning from Iowa. How do I go about to get the plans for this stove? By the way, I love your excitement.
You know, we've had a lot of people that pre-ordered the plans, and you can just go to honeydew-carpenter1@gmail and send an email to Mrs. Honeydew, and she'll get back with you with the PayPal instructions. And then you can pre-order the plans. They're going to be getting sent out the end of this month. And
we're charging $250.
Yeah.
Right now.
I have like 2.5, 3 years of research and development into these plans and whatnot. So that's actually a really, really good price. I know a lot of the people that came and actually built the stoves and see them are like, wow, I feel like I'm getting out of here with a $4,000 or $5,000 stove. And when you really think about it, you are. Because the only thing even close to it is like the G stove or the Gibbon stove. And they're made in France. They're super duper heavy. They have cast iron, and that's what holds their heat. But they're like $6,000, you know. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Kenny says, sorry for the late response, listening while vetting the foes. We got it, Kenny. We know everyone's busy. Anthony, stop trolling these folks. I don't even know what that's about.
About business. Oh.
He had some stuff deleted. Okay. Well, thank you, Derek. You're awesome. And thank you, Beaver Creek Farm Life, for keeping on top of that. And Jeff, too. Joel says, I'm still doing research on the cork spray system for external insulation and seeing how it could work with aircrete. That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's another thing there. When people take one technology and another one and see how they can integrate with each other to become another new alternative type of building system. It's innovators like you that are going to be invited to the symposium to be an expert in any given area, and that's absolutely awesome, because I want to invite experts in all different facets of these alternative energy and building systems and growing systems and just off-grid type stuff to the symposium, and then we'll have it'll be a good time.
Jerry says Arkansas, USA. That's awesome.
I spent 4 rotations, 30-day rotations at the Joint Readiness Training Center in Arkansas when I was in the military. Oh my gosh, it was hot and humid and muggy. And we had to check each other for ticks and stuff at night. But Arkansas is, it's kind of beautiful. Once you get there and get over the shock of coming from one environment to another, it's really beautiful. It's not as mountainous and whatnot, but the dogwoods, and I don't know, I just think it's gorgeous.
Darren Sargent says, just got my aircrete machine. Thanks, the UK.
Oh,
wow, that's awesome.
Awesome.
So glad to hear that, Darren. Kenny Bean says, old stomping grounds closer. Wink, wink. That's awesome. Thank you. Jeff says, cool greenhouse design. It's a YouTube video called Grow Oranges in Nebraska. I think totally thermal mass geothermal heating design. That's awesome, right?
Right. The thing about that is that's a video I have watched, and it's inspired me as well. And so, different people who are experts and have already done it with the greenhouse situations are also people we want to come into our symposium. And I don't know if it's going to take, I don't know if it's going to happen the first year or the second year or whatever, but we are going to put together an annual symposium where just people get together on our property, and we're going to have all these little aircrete and different style of alternative building cabins, whether it be, a straw bale or a compact earth or whatever they are, an aircrete, with rocket mass heaters in them, and just places for people to stay during the symposium and whatnot. It's going to be a good time.
I recommend you see the on YouTube, Gridlessness Family Home. Very intelligent guys.
Cool.
Well, I'll check them out, Donald. Thank you.
It's going to be fun kind of building our own homestead.
Right.
And doing all the videos and all the projects that go along with that, because I'm not just like a geotech engineer that knows a little bit about concrete. I'm also a carpenter and an inventor, and I'll come up whatever situations come up, I'll come up with ways to overcome them, and it'll be just kind of a fun adventure.
Right.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so Brad says concrete is good heat sink, but not the only option. I once added 6 55-gallon black drums of water to a greenhouse that got to hot in the day, and it didn't hold heat that well at night. Huge difference. That's cool.
That's a good way to do it. Absorb the solar energy during the day, and then put some kind of a thermal mass, whether it be water or whatever, in at night. I'm going to experiment with some dual wall type systems, and because where you have a black wall and then an airspace and then aircrete, and when that black wall absorbs thermal energy, it'll make the air inside warmer and buoyant, and it'll immediately rise up through vents from the lower. I'm just going to do a lot of different experiments with,
right.
And that has a lot to do with positioning of where the sun is coming up over the mountain and whatnot. And so, and how to use best the solar energy and how to face it, what direction.
He says that he
So.
wasn't saying one over the other, but both.
Right.
Right? Yeah. And we do have so many different ideas and thoughts and ideas like that help us out so much. So thank you. That's our last comment right now.
You know, I wanted to make it a little bit short today anyway, because I'm going out and we're gonna start with the thermal mass thing for Julie's stove. And I've got to get that completed today and fabricated so that we can put the downdraft shroud mass containment apparatus around her stove. And so that she can just start doing a bunch of videos. As she test burned the stove and whatnot, we realized that when the wood pops or what have you, it'll shoot sparks out of the intake holes. And so I'm actually going to turn the doors upside down so the intake's up there, and then put a flapper on the where you put the fuel in to force the air to go at the very bottom where we want it. And so there's some things I just have to augment on her stove so that she can start showcasing this thing on some video.
Right?
Yeah.
So Beaver Creek Farm Life, he said that leaving Idaho Falls and arriving in New Orleans was a big shock, a climate shock. I was saturated with sweat walking from the terminal to the parking lot. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane to me, Alan. Wow. Mark Wilson says, in a few weeks, I'm going to start getting rid of thermal mass. That's right. Weight loss will begin. LOL. Go, Mark. You can do it. And Malber says, Derek R. North of Rockford, Michigan. That's awesome. Dan Williams says, LOL. Prosper661 says, woohoo, just joined. How's the plans for the rocket mass stove heater going?
We talked in depth about that. After this is over, we're about ready to end it. You can go back and listen to it, but they're coming right along.
Yes.
Mrs. Honeydew is doing the outline and helped me just kind of get my thoughts in order, and I'm inserting the drawings and with all the augmentations that we made and that we learned throughout the course of building it. So.
Right. Edie Graywolf says, any new stuff on Etsy lately?
I have one coming that is going to be a huge, huge hit, but I'm not going to tell you about it right now.
And it's not in yet.
And it's not in yet, but let's just say it's a foam mate buddy, right? It's something that goes right along with using your foam mate to build wall panels and do everything and to coat them. Okay, it's a coating sprayer, but I'm
Hey,
keep an eye out for that, guys.
Aircrete Harry says, good morning, my favorite YouTube couple. Good morning, Aircrete Harry.
And what do you know?
That is awesome.
Him and Diane are my favorite YouTube couple.
Right? Hi there, I am Khalid from Kuwait. Many thanks for you. Wow.
Oh.
Thank you, Khalid. Wow, you guys are awesome.
I guess.
Dan Williams says, I'm a fan, Aircrete Harry. Good to see you, right? William Chris says, hi, Harry. Joel says, I'll keep you updated on my progress with the cork spray and Aircrete. I'm sure it will work very well. That is exciting,
cool.
and thank you. Brad says, bonus, you can irrigate the outside garden from the drums in the summer, replacing it with cool well water and cool hot greenhouse.
And Alan Ingalls says you'll want to look up different hydroponic systems.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry if I missed that, Alan. It pops up. Oh, yeah, you may want to look up aquaponic system, right? That is what Kenny Beans does, and he's done so much and has a working system and stuff right now, so he's awesome at that. Paul says, looks like Darren is feeling great. Darwin is, yes.
Yeah.
He is feeling great, and he's awesome. Tubular Guy 9 says, hit the like button, Aircreters. And James says, I have a chimney with a 6-inch inner diameter. Is this too small for the insulated flute retrofit method? Can't wait to see your future smaller design experiment.
No, it's not too small. Or what did he say? A chimney?
Yes,
With
a
a
chimney with a 6-inch inner diameter. The one we're at Julie's is 8-inch.
Oh, no, it isn't, because this stove you can do a 4 or 5-inch discharge. So if you have an actual masonry chimney with a 6-inch liner in it, you can go ahead and drop down a 5-inch pipe into it, and then put a elbow on it and whatnot. Just stuff some something, I don't care what, some paper or whatever, and then you can fill it up with aircrete all the way around it. And that's what we're going to eventually do that at Julie's too. She took out an existing fire-breathing dragon of a stove. I mean, this thing was steel, and it weighed like 500 pounds. Getting it out of her basement was like crazy. And, you know, it ate like a half a cord of wood a day. It was crazy. I mean, literally, she would go through 9 cord of wood in a 3-month.
But we are planning on putting insulated air up that existing chimney.
So it's an existing 8-inch chimney, and I'm going to do the same thing. Stick a 5-inch down it, pour aircrete around it, and then put her stove more permanently on her beautiful rock hearth, where it is meant to be. Right now, we just did a window insert and put it out of a window in her basement, just to show people that pretty much you can put these anywhere.
Dan Williams says, how would a panelized geodesic aircrete dome hold up? Any takers?
I'm going to build one on our property. I've just been waiting to do it. I just didn't want to put out all the expense and stuff and not be able to showcase it and let people stay in it and use it and put a rocket mass heater in it and do everything that you need to do that. But I actually have all the plans drawn up with all the angles and the system for building the triangles and attaching them together. And so it's going to be a fun adventure. That's one of the things we're going to do.
All right. Again, many thanks. My question is, I live in Kuwait and we have hell here. The temp almost reached 50 degrees Celsius or more. Is it good to use foam instead of pure cement?
Actually, the pure cement is going to be a lot better. I know the adobe homes and stuff in places that have a climate a lot like what you're describing there. It's so crazy. It'll be at the heat of the day and just blaring sun, and you can go in these adobe homes and they're quite cool. And aircrete acts similarly that exact way. The people who came last time got to see a different situation, because the aircrete shed would absorb solar energy, and it would be cold outside, and you walk in there and it actually is much warmer. I mean, it's a noticeable difference. And so an aircrete building just evens out the environment inside the interior. And so yeah, I think aircrete would be a really good way to go in Kuwait.
Terry Oak says, Dan, I'm planning a dome using aircrete panels, right?
Cool.
Can the door on the stove design be modified to have a view of glass in front so we can watch the fire?
Yeah, I actually did a video, and I did all the drawings with the cleats to drop a piece of tempered fire glass in there so that you can watch the fire. Especially, it's going to be able to have a viewing portal there with the new way that I'm doing the holes. I'm putting the holes on the top, and so at the very bottom where the burn chamber is, the batch box is, you could easily just put a frame with cleats that can hold a 1/4-inch piece of reinforced tempered glass in there. So
Dan Williams says, awesome. Edie Graywolf says, there is an outfit that makes a coating that has a ceramic balls of some sort that is used on the inside of ship hulls that insulates enough to keep the steel from condensation and moisture.
Right.
That's cool.
Those ceramic balls, they're actually hollow, and they are a good insulator, and they do put up with a lot of heat too. And I've been wanting to. Actually have a link to get some of those. I've been wanting to do some experiments with them, but I think I have probably 10, 15 years worth of experiments to be done.
Right? So Dan Williams says, I want to design one myself using AutoCAD. So he wants to design his own dome using panel system.
Right.
Terry said he'd like to see that. And Tubular Guy 9 says, I saw a YouTube video of someone building an igloo type dome with aircrete blocks. That's awesome. And Beaver Creek Farm Life says, everything Darwin and Melanie have said about Aircrete Shed and Rocket Mass Heater, I saw for myself, and their claims are true. Beaver Creek Farm, you're so awesome.
Thank you. So,
all right, we got to go. But you guys have an amazing day.
And we love you, and thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes. And start looking out for some edited videos actually coming out. We have a ton of footage to edit, like hundreds of hours.